Hey, sorry for taking so long to respond. I know I keep saying this, but I just need time to process exactly what I want to say, and obviously not to get too emotional. I'm really glad to hear that your anxiety is better, and I understand what you mean. I was really anxious too, and felt with guilt, unsure of whether I should stay because the last thing I wanted was to hurt you. Like you said, it's for the better. I have to admit that early, when we started dating, I was alone in your room and read a short passage in your diary where you talked about how you suffered from constant anxiety. I think before I had this idea that you were the invincible, beautiful force that almost dedicate my happiness. Like you weren't a real person with your own insecurities, I was only thinking about myself. Reading that you dealt with this constant dread and desperation, I don't know, I saw you differently, like we were equal, like we were on a team. You were this beautiful, fragile girl who was also definitely strong and brave and always knew just what to say. You were mine and I was yours and all that. Except that I was bullshit and we both knew it. We were both feeling the same ambivalence and lack of passion. We were wasting each other's time. And I happened to act on it first. After 5 months of waiting and reading and wishing it wasn't so. But it was. And so I Ubered to your home and stood in that same doorway I had so many times before. We joked about your weirdly psychotic cat. I tried not to look at you because I felt so bad. And as the words came out, I realized that none of this was surprising. It was just this shared painful relief. I think about that day a lot, how alone I felt before and after. Coziness of our relationship makes it so easy to forget the piercing sensation of solitude. My bed feels just a little bit more empty knowing that you'll never feel it again. And I still have those little synapses firing when something funny or stupid happens to me, and my first impulse is to text you. And then I have to remind myself that everything is over and a part of me is forever gone, and that is for the better. Yeah, I've been seeing other people. I've honestly seen too many, but all of these faces and names and contacts exchanged just leaves me drained. And sure, I've had good experiences just like I've had bad experiences, and sure, you never fail to seep into my mind at the most intimate of moments. Moments that I only ever really remember with you. It still feels wrong, but I need to get used to it. And just being single makes me feel stupid. I'm now more likely to spend far too much on dating apps talking to strangers I have nothing in common with and share no interest with other than a quiet and desperate yearning to not feel alone. I'm also more like to end up forcibly engaged in conversations with friends about how hot girl is or who they want to sleep with or who I want to sleep with. It was kinda nice when we're together and my daily activities didn't leave me feeling so pathetic. What we were building towards. Well, we wanted to love each other and we were never entirely sure of whether such an object was already enough to fit the definition of love. I think we've both shifted in our positions a little bit. Love is pretty enigmatic and you can't force it. And perhaps my initial view of love was my attempt to overcome the hard truth that the most important things in life are always brutally out of comprehension. But I felt it in one point, and before I left for home for 10 months, I even said it, perhaps out of pressure, and I'd regret not saying it, that I'd be on the other side of the country on real life that I should have, but I did it and you said it back. And then, as each month passed and each phone call became more and more dreaded, I found that my love had departed as quickly as it had arrived. And what a terrible feeling that was, because I wanted to love you. You were perfect, compassionate, a accepting, willing to put your foot down. You were weird in a uniquely beautiful way. I don't know why I couldn't love you nor you me. And I don't think I'll never stop wanting to love you, or at least I'll never stop wondering if it wasn't possible somehow, especially in those nights when silence becomes all too much. That's when I'll think of you and regret it all. But it is for the better, right? It is. I want it to be. Anyways, I found one of your sweaters under my bed and I'm wondering if you'd like me to drop it off. Anyways, I hope your family is doing well. And I really wish you the best in life. You deserve to be happy.